Y'all now tune into another episode of the 10 Toes Down podcast. We keep it 10 toes down all the time, man. We're going to give you everything official. Everything's going on in the world from, music, politics, business, everything, man. So, it's your boy King Haas in the building.
Got your boy Shaka L. Bay in the building.
And of course, God is here. We in the building.
Yeah, man. There's a lot going on since the last time we seen y'all. Episode 2 is going to be a dope, vibrant episode. We going to go into the hip-hop world first. A lot going on in that field. We going to touch on Drake. Yeah, man. This artificial intelligence ain't working, bro.
I don't think so either. I'm trying to still understand what the point was of it.
That's
that's the whole thing. Like, did you have to have Snoop and Tupac on these songs? I just don't understand that. What was the real purpose? Because I didn't really see the connection. You're not from Cali.
No.
You ain't really repping Cali.
No.
Tupac, is allegedly in another plane. Snoop, you could have called Snoop and got Snoop on the track. You have to use computer generated voice. I think it would have been better if he was on it.
You know what I'm saying?
But
How do you guys know it was AI? He came out and said it?
That was definitely AI.
But how do you know?
I think it was. I think it was advertised as such. You know what I'm saying? So when they came out, they were saying, got Snoop AI and Tupac AI on it.
And Snoop was surprised or whatever when he heard it because he ain't know nothing about it.
Interesting. How does that, legally, how does that work? I am going to assume, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. They doing it on purpose for the population to get familiar with this, to take the rights of the artist, right?
That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, it's
but
already starting.
Because obviously you stated that Snoop is alive, so you could have just hit him up. So this is just to get us familiar with this type of technology. It's been out already, but for us to accept it. But once again, it's about taking the rights away of the artist.
Yeah, in the long run, yeah, that's definitely what it does. And these artists about to really be in trouble because in a few years you could go ahead and mimic the next person's voice and go ahead and see the label. But I don't know. It's a catch-22 because on one level it helps the labels because they don't need the artists. All they gotta do is just have a. You ever seen the Hot 5 Heartbeats? At the end of the movie where you got a Flash and then the other 4 fake 5 heartbeats.
Right.
That's how they trying to make this thing.
Well, that can be a real problem for the culture because now you can make music with someone's likeness and they don't really participate in the creation of it. So now when people are doing deals, you're talking about someone's entity, someone's likeness and voice and all of that stuff. So it's a real fine line to walk when you're talking about the culture and how music can possibly be created in the future.
This is bigger than Nino Brown. This doesn't have nothing to do with just the culture. This has something to do with, they're just trying to erase the human rights, the human's voice. They're trying to replace us with AI. If you guys haven't noticed, when you call when you call to inquire about your phone bills, when you call to inquire about your Con Edison bill, they're asking you, do you want to have a voice print? If you want to opt out of that, to recognize you now. So now they don't need your fingerprint. Now they don't need to scan your eyeball. Now they don't need to do a body scan. Now they are going to be identifying you by your voice. So you have to make a sound decision if you want to exist in this world as a human. This is bigger than Nino Brown. That's all I gotta say.
It's already happening. But as far as the music industry, it's a curse but it also could be a blessing because at the end of the day, it's kind of like that old system is dying out.
Well,
So it's kind of like for the core audience who actually rocks with that particular artist, especially if that artist's been around for an extended amount of time, you're going to go ahead and support that artist or whatever. So if that artist is saying, hey, listen, man, I'm not signed to that label no more, so anything that they put out via that label is not me. This is me right here. But that's on the artist that's building up a core audience. But now here's the messed up part. Now, where you have other up-and-coming independent artists, right?
That's going to be on the contract.
Now
AI is going to be on your contract.
So now you could go ahead. I'm getting deeper now. So you could go ahead and it's easier to steal now because you could go ahead and basically steal from artists, up-and-coming artists. You see what I'm going to, or any artist quicker than ever before. Because like somebody like a Drake or like with Tupac, and we're gonna get to how Tupac's estate went ahead and sent the cease and desist and told him, and he pulled it down today, as of today or whatever. Drake pulled it down as of today. But the fact remains is that what about the indie artists who don't have his paperwork right, and then he deals with some of these bigger artists. He or she deals with some of these bigger artists, and they go ahead and steal their material and can't do nothing about it.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Drake is a seasoned artist. And when it comes to the business, if anyone has it by now, he knows how the business work, right?
Definitely.
So don't y'all think that this is just a game, because you have to go through certain channels to get certain things released, right? That's just a proper protocol. So
he knew they were
so this is all is set up because he knows the proper protocol. Whether you have to even if you have to sample someone else's music. So this is all a game, and now you got to question in depth, what is this all about? Because obviously it's deeper than Nino Brown right now.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, Drake definitely does know the business. So he knew he was going to get that phone call. So
So why did he really do it then?
No, I'm about to tell you
why
he really did
out.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Go
Now, aside from the fact that when you doing music, a lot of people that sample music, they're willing, they're so excited and confident about the music the way it is or how it's being created. They feel like, well, listen, I deal with that issue. If anybody has like issues with the publishing or the music or the masters and all of that, they'll deal with that later.
So
you know what I'm saying? As long as they can get a hit.
He's
now,
gone.
No, he's not. But the reason why he did that, and this is according to thevulture.com, is he used Snoop and Tupac's likeness on the record because those are Kendrick Lamar's idols.
Yeah. It was
so
really a shot
that was the motivation, because I was like, until I started swooping around and found out about it, I'm seeing, that's why, and I just noticed, I just saw on there, it said that he used Kendrick Lamar's idols, Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
DJ had basically confirmed the same thing. So yeah.
Okay, but once again, Snoop Dogg is alive. Why wouldn't you? Either he went to him and this is like a game and he said, yo, I'm just gonna put out the AI, just giving you a heads up, do you give me your blessings about it? Or he just think he God and he can do whatever and deal with the repercussions later.
I wouldn't know about the God
part. I'm not worried about why he did it.
He is half Jewish.
Right. I'm not worried about why he did it as far as getting back at Kendrick. I'm just worried about the process and how he did it. Why use AI when you have Snoop Dogg himself? Would Snoop Dogg have co-signed this? And if he wouldn't have, if he didn't want to be a part of the beef,
maybe behind the scenes, but I don't think Snoop would have co-signed it because all of them being from the West Coast and him rocking with Top Dog and Kendrick,
right?
So he knows Snoop wouldn't have co-signed.
Then why would you put AI on there? And I want to know the legal ramifications for that. Like, is it an open room and an open door? But I do say this much, just like how
he pulled it down, so I think
remember the actors had just protested. Shaka. Remember the actors protested in regards to the movie industry is using AI in some sort or way?
Well,
or
yeah,
form,
they're talking
right?
about it in writing, like writing material. They had an issue because now it's going to, like everything else. When you go to the store, you got these automated kiosks. You're not talking to a real person. You're not getting you're not getting to get your order prepared more or less the way you may want it. So it's the same thing with that protest you're talking about. They had an issue because now they felt like AI will be taking a lot of their jobs.
Right. And once again,
they will.
That's the same concept with the artists. Do they really need the artist? And then it goes even deeper. If you don't need the artist is human. Do you really need humans now? So it's just something that we really need to think about.
Oh yeah, the labels don't need the labels
pushback.
don't. The labels don't need the artist, but the artists don't really need the label now. So it's kind of like it works hand in hand.
Protest artists, protest.
Right, but now
you know what I'm saying, because right now we have we have outlets where it's kind of like we don't need to. Hell, I could put out a record out right now. It wasn't like 20 years ago where I had to go through a whole process or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? I could put out a record right now, and all it takes is one song to go fucking viral, and this is without the label or whatever.
Right.
But I want to tell you from a
right.
hip hop purist standpoint. From a hip hop purist standpoint, you're showing that you're not hip hop. You're showing that you're just an industry nigga. You're showing that
you're someone who's taking.
Because that's not the culture.
You're capitalizing off of the commercial value
exactly
of what technology has to offer the music business.
So it goes back
that's what it is.
So go back to the bigger thing, which I've always been saying. Drake is not hip hop. He's a great businessman. He's a great entertainer. Drake is not hip hop because nobody hip hop would do no shit like this. Kendrick is not going to do that. Kendrick gonna go ahead and just go at your ass.
We don't know right now. Everybody's been who had a dress on the other day.
But I'm talking about just for like hip hop battle. Well, half of them be having dresses. That's a whole other story.
Surprised me more than anybody. So at this point,
goodness.
I don't trust anyone in regards to rules.
It's a lot of weirdo shit going on.
Right? Somebody had a dress on. Most deaf, or someone had a dress on.
Nah, it wasn't.
My apologies.
No,
someone had a dress on.
They were trying to throw. That was a throw. That wasn't no dress. That's a.
Oh, you co-signed what?
That was no dress. That was a throw. That was a Jalabia.
Okay, so that was Jalabia. My bad.
Yeah, that was a throw. That's just these people in the internet don't know what they're talking about.
Just the way it
you gotta understand the culture. You gotta
understand people's
cultures.
Right.
Most definitely Muslim. Muslims wear thobes at times.
Well, what was
That's what that was. That was not a dress.
Was he standing like, ow?
He was a dress. The thing that looked funny was the boots that he had on. Oh, to go along with it. Now, if you want to talk about the boots, look weird. Say that. But you know what I mean? Most always been solid with me. So I know him to be a solid guy. So I'm not gonna go ahead and put him in that category. I mean, I just think that he just got a bad fashion
culture.
I just think that he got a bad whoever his stylist, he need to go ahead and slap the fire out their ass.
We got to pull that picture up, and you guys be the judge of that.
But it goes into what I was saying. Like, look at even Chris Brown. Let's go into that. Ooh. Chris Brown got the record where he just, shout out to Chris Brown. All these diss records have been coming out the last 6 weeks. Chris Brown, outside of the Kendrick verse,
R&B artist
Kendrick went ahead and ripped everybody in that verse. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh,
outside
really?
of the Kendrick verse, with Future, when that started off or whatever, Chris Brown had the best song out all the diss records that have been dropping. Quavo,
I want to ask you a question. He's an R&B
He's more hip hop, but he's more hip hop than Drake. That's the bigger thing. Drake is a great entertainer, but nobody hip hop is going to co-sign and do it. Even Snoop. Snoop's not going to co-sign that shit. Snoop is a hip hop purist. He's not going to co-sign none of that shit.
We don't know.
And you want to get damn sure use Tupac voice and disrespect. Like, come on, bro. Pac was getting at everybody. Pac is different. Pac come on. You can play around anybody else. Don't play around with Tupac. Like, nah. You can go play around with any other dead rapper, my nigga. Don't play around with Tupac Shakur.
The one that was in the bathroom, laid in the toilet with
that Tupac never did. Nah, Tupac never did nothing like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Tupac got shot. And Quad or whatever, but I don't know nothing about no laying in no toilet. No, we not throw no smirk. He ain't no Diddy. That's no Diddy type of nigga. You know what I mean? We not gonna come on now. Tupac is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Tupac
that
different.
That was no photo. That was Photoshop.
I don't know. I don't even know what photo you had to show me some proof of that. You know,
Okay.
like it's a lot of other rappers you could go ahead and put that on, but
Right.
nah, Tupac is just Tupac is
I
Pac.
respect Pac though.
Mr.
You know,
Black Panther
I
himself.
love it. Yeah, I love it.
But-
I love it.
But why you gonna go ahead and shows you you're not hip hop? That shows you whoever you're listening to ain't hip hop because they telling you to go ahead and do that shit. I know why he did it, but it was corny.
What
and I
are the
respect him as an
rules?
entertainer, but that just was corny. If you're gonna be hip hop, be hip hop. Chris Brown, on the other hand, had a dope ass record from beginning to end. Like if you never would have, if you heard that record for the first time and never knew he was a singer, you'd be like, oh shit, this nigga phenomenal. The dope ass record. Quavo tried to come back, wasn't hitting.
Shout out to Quavo.
Some people don't need to do diss records. Quavo, just do what you do. Stick to the scoop. Like, do that.
That's hilarious.
We don't need you doing hip hop like beef records, my nigga. Just stick to being you or whatever. Drake, stick to going ahead and you know what I mean? Being America's favorite rapper. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Kissing babies and shaking hands and running around with your nail polish. Just go ahead and keep on doing that.
Hold on.
We don't need you to go ahead and do. We don't need you doing hip hop beef records. That's not your lane. That's not your area of expertise. Please knock it the fuck off and go back to doing your rap contemporary music.
I want to ask you because you made this statement several times. That is not hip hop. What is considered hip hop to you?
There's a difference between hip hop and the rap industry.
Because shouldn't hip hop be evolving and growing and manifesting and keep being creative and
That's it's supposed to.
okay. So, and with that being said, if someone reinvent the wheel, then why is it not considered hip hop?
That's not reinventing the wheel. That's taking some other niggas' voices, and you probably not even the one that wrote that rhyme. Your ghostwriter went ahead and wrote that rhyme. Like that's not hip hop.
So
you
that's not-
want to know
so-
what's
so-
hip hop? I'm gonna tell you what's hip hop right now.
If you have a ghostwriter, that is one of the rules that is considered not hip hop. Is that what you're saying?
Not when you battling, not in no battle rap.
Okay.
Not when you go ahead and battle another artist. Hell
So
no.
other artists did not influence other artists when hip hop had originated and started.
We owe you know
some of
the
them
one-
were
the-
like, you should say this and you
the
should
previous
say that.
the previous generation always influenced the next generation. That's hip hop from the beginning.
Okay.
Like you go from freaking who was the first hip hop? Like it was Kumo D and Busy B, right? From
Yeah.
like
All
which
those
like
guys.
if y'all whoever's under a certain age, Google Kumo D and Busy B or whatever. From Kumo D and Busy
Kumo
B
D, Busy
to
B.
KRS-One and MC Shan, and then you want to go into the '90s with I think it was LO and Ice-T, right? And then LO later on in Cannabis, and then some of and then later on to Jay-Z and Nas. Like that's a
Well,
hip
you
hop.
had
So there's
one of
some
the
elements and rules to be
one
hip hop.
of the main ones you had was LL and Kumo D.
LL Kumo D. Yes, I forgot.
That
about
was
LL
the
Kumo
one.
D.
And then you had NWA and Mob Style.
And WA Mob Style.
You had
Yeah, that's right.
you had those guys. You had
So AZ Mob Style, right? You know what I mean? Right.
AZ Mob Style.
Copy.
You had
Hopefully the youngins can keep up with
Yeah,
with
Mob
this
Style was-
with this conversation.
Mob Style.
Mob Style was a group out of Harlem in the
Yeah.
late '80s, early '90s from ex-drug dealer AZ.
So they are some of the key players in the origin
when you
of
talk
hip-hop.
about when you talking about
hip hop battle. Rap.
hip hop battles within the culture, things that kind of polarize. They were polarizing battles. You know what I'm saying? The same way people would judge, Jay-Z and Nas.
Right.
People look at that because people on both sides was emphatic about their opinions, why they felt, okay, Jay did this or
Right.
Nas did that. You know what I'm saying? Or what have you.
Right.
Now, they were saying that Jay was really going at him, but a lot of people can't deny when Ether came out, it was just like, uh-oh.
fire.
Game over.
You know what I'm saying? So
fire.
you talk about
It closed
not only just the artists themselves, but what transpired with the artists
Right.
creatively to kind of generate some excitement
They were very
in the
innovative.
game.
They were very
You know what I mean?
innovative with it. And
compared to now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's devolving because the lack of creativity. Like,
Lack of creativity.
Kendrick is creative. Kendrick is not in that category. He's creative as hell.
I think that Drake is creative. I think all of the artists are creative in their own right.
I mean, I think he's a great entertainer. I think the person that writes his rhymes are creative.
Okay.
I think the person that his ghostwriter is real creative.
But yeah, he still is creative to be able to execute that.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
Because
You gotta follow directions.
The person who's writing it probably can't project it the way he does, can sing it the way he does.
He's not. Some people are just writers.
Right.
You got some people who not even trying to be out in the
That's
forefront.
still creation in its own right.
I mean, yeah, you have to have the right artist to bring it to life.
Right.
So yeah, he's a great entertainer.
So we just can't
But
disqualify
I wouldn't label him a
component to it.
creative. Because a
Why?
creative, nah, he's not creative.
Do you think that are you saying that someone writes everything and he doesn't have any say in those writings when
he might
with
change
those
around
songs?
a word here and there, but that nigga is not writing all them fucking lyrics. Nah.
No one is.
Nah,
in my
I mean,
opinion,
but you know what?
Like,
you know what?
got some
When
artists
you-
as they get older, you got certain people that
Short
like kind of help them out at times and like, you know what I mean, help with the writing and shit. And you
Possibly,
got
right. You do have that. But the thing is this. When you're talking about the way an artist performs a song,
absolutely.
When Drake does it, he makes it his.
Yeah, he makes
You know
it
what I'm
his.
saying?
But that's
So
the
you
creative
great
can talk
artist
about
that Drake
how many
can-
ghost writers, right? He can have
He
a
is
fleet
creative.
of writers.
He's a great actor.
If he's performing that song properly, then he's doing
his job.
fucking
And he
job.
probably did
He comes from an acting background, so you know what I mean. He knows how to get into whatever character.
That is a
Listen,
skill. That is a
that's a
level
marvelous
skill within
skill.
itself. Yes.
Right. It is definitely a
That's
skill.
that is not an
That's
easy
not easy.
thing at all.
It's no different like when you acting, right? And they going ahead and give you the lines to follow, right? You gotta go ahead and
you
bring the
gotta
lines to
memorize
life.
all
You don't
of that.
see
You gotta
actors.
demonstrate
You don't
and-
see
and-
actors beefing like, yo, you ain't write your scene. You know what I'm saying? You a fake actor. You ain't write your scene. You a fake actor,
That
nigga.
is funny.
You know what I'm saying?
That could be a funny
You
skit.
you don't really live that life. You ain't
toes
no
down,
real,
baby.
thug, or you ain't no real policeman or
Get him
nothing
out
like
of
that.
here, yo. He ain't
You know
no
what I'm
real
saying?
actor.
You try to make yourself look like a firefighter, nigga.
Yo,
you ain't
stop
about
it.
that life, nigga. I come in and light your boots on fire. Let's see how you can put those out.
Cancel.
You know what I'm saying?
Cancel.
I mean, come on. It's like where we at with it.
That's a valid point, but hip hop is different, man. You know, hip hop just
He's so strong.
hip hop is different.
You know
bro.
what?
And you know that. You know that.
I'm not saying-
he's preserving the culture. So I
Right.
respect
I'm not
it.
saying that it's
That's what I'm
any
saying.
real difference in, like, I'm not saying that the difference in how people gravitate to hip hop in these different instances. Like, come on, let's think about how many people, past, present, future. How many people are writing 100% of their songs?
How many people
Now-
wrote
now,
100%
you
of
know
their
what I'm saying?
songs back then and we just didn't know it?
Listen,
Here's the thing.
a lot of
Whoever
them
made the
wasn't,
rules,
you know.
I
A lot
understand
of them
Haas.
wasn't.
It's like playing Russian roulette or Crazy Eights. Once the rules is there, the rules is there. And Haas is just trying to stick to the rules. So I get
It's
it.
rules
I
and
don't know
regulations.
who made the rules as to why you have to write your own stuff, but obviously that
When it
was
comes to a
rule
hip hop battle,
back
you
then.
damn skippy. You know what I mean?
Right. So,
Even the
I get
URL niggas now, they be going ahead and sometimes you have people, and I know this for a fact because I know a few of these battle rappers myself, where they'll go ahead and, you know what I mean, before they go have a big battle, you have somebody that'll help them write,
Right,
Back
I
in
mean,
the day,
because
I wouldn't
that shit
know
is corny.
because they
specific
gotta
names
get
back in the
they
day.
have to get the little scoop on the different
I come from the Smack
people
DVD era. I come from that. Yo, we about to go ahead and go to the state office building over here on 250. Go battle right now. Get ready, nigga. I ain't had time to go ahead and 4 weeks to prepare.
But again, what happens is you have these moments, and you have these moments in any industry out there.
Agreed.
You have these moments where someone comes along, like, let's look at, for instance, everybody that is really into this battle rapping can remember when Loaded Lux came out there. I think it was at Urban Plaza.
Oh, the Calico battle.
Yeah, the Calico battle. He came out there with the
level.
suit on. Mm-hmm. So now you're adding showmanship to a genre that really didn't have its roots in that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I mean?
He changed the game as far as like the battle rap.
Right. So there's a lot of different things that will move an industry in a certain direction,
evolving, changing,
and
evolving.
And it's again, I'm going to continue to use this word. It's polarizing because everybody is taking notice to it, and that's going to be the focal point of the conversation. Along with what he said, they're gonna be like, "Yo, did you see that nigga? He had the motherfucking suit on like he was going to a funeral. He came to perform."
And then,
you know what I'm saying?
And then the battle with him and Clips, where he went ahead and put out the paperwork on Clips. It just turned into like a certain level of showmanship.
I understand highs. The thing is, your mind is your intellectual property, and the bottom point is we're not using it anymore because we're dependent on AI. We're dependent on other people, and that's where the issue is.
Artists are lazy.
That's what real new artists. So you have you have to be able to use your mind, right? And be creative because that is the most powerful thing you have.
I've been in the studio with artists where
the whole system.
See, like everybody know that Jay-Z don't write his rhymes when he
he one of them dudes that he come off.
He don't write his rhymes, right?
He come off.
So now you got artists that I'm like Jay-Z don't write my rhymes, but you'll be in the booth with them, or you'll be in the studio with them, and you know because you're an engineer, and they'll go ahead and just say 2 bars. Stop. 2 bars. Stop. And then sometimes they'll say those same 2 bars 50 times. And I'm pretty sure you as the engineer will be looking like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Annoying as hell.
You know what I'm saying?
When you got to go through it. And
crying.
Remember that time.
I was thinking of that
You remember that time.
We were in the studio, and this might have been my first experience. And it was a gentleman who kept us there for 4 hours. I don't even think it was a verse. I think it was 3 words.
No, and he put together a 16 or 12 bar verse, but it took over an hour.
No, hours. People were sleeping.
It took a long time to record because
that's because
he's not an artist. That was his
the artists aren't preparing now. Because you know why? Because they think that, okay.
Wait, hold on.
Because of TikTok and other platforms.
Did artists prepare before? The thing is that we use our intellectual minds to be creative on the spot. That is not happening anymore. The average person don't even memorize, don't even know phone numbers like that, right? So this is the problem, the mindset.
Even performance wise, when you see artists, and not just like any artists, you see major artists, they go ahead and go on stage and they got the vocals under the under the joint, where so it's kind of like when they rapping or whatever, you hear their main vocal, so it's muffled, so it's messing up the performance. When you do a show tape, you're supposed to go ahead and leave the main vocals off. You're only supposed to keep the ad libs on.
You do not
and the chorus.
Lip syncing.
Did you say the words under the
for all artists? We about to do a teaching lesson. We about to start teaching niggas. We gonna teach niggas today. You know what I mean? Niggas gonna have a lesson today. All artists, when you perform your showcase, with show tape or whatever, do not have the main vocal on the show tape. The main vocal does not belong. It takes away from your performance. Look at DMX. Did you ever see DMX with the main vocals under his show tape? No. Do you hear Nas with the main vocals on his show tape? No.
Why do they do that now?
Because they're lazy, and then the management or whoever aren't teaching them the right way. You know why? Because it's just because at the labels, they are no more real A&Rs. Like back in the day, the A&Rs would go ahead and prepare the artist beforehand. So now the labels, they done cut all that out. So you gotta be prepared yourself. But what artists fail to understand is that if you have a dope performance, you will go ahead and have a long, fruitful career. But if your performance is bullshit, once that one hit single, which is 15 minutes of fame, which nowadays 15 minutes is more like 3 minutes because of fucking social media. Your ass is not doing shit. So you gonna go from getting booked for 15, 20 racks a show to 1,000, 1,500. It's a reason why your brother still gets booked for shows 30 years later.
God.
He has a dope performance.
Right, but
he has a dope. You know what I'm saying?
This is up to
L.O.
you.
Cool J, perfect example. Another one.
This is up to you. It's either you use your creativeness and you go all in, or you're going to be exempt and AI is going to take over.
Stop listening to your homeboy.
And they're
going to have a hologram of you on stage, and they ain't going to need you to even be there.
You're not going to be in existence. So this is about keeping
You'll be watching
humans
yourself
on the stage to perform. If you do things the lazy way,
why you back in the hood?
5, 10, 15, you're not going to exist.
What Lord Tariq said, and I shout out to Lord Tariq because I love Lord Tariq, man. Like Google Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, you know what I mean? Lord Tariq had this one rhyme said, 1 year did it all, made 800,000. Next year spent it all back in public housing. That shit is real.
Listen, I was watching an interview of damn, who was it? It doesn't even matter. But it's an ex-NBA player who talked about, you can make $5 million a year.
Was it Sebastian Telfair?
No. It wasn't Sebastian Telfair. The name will come to me as I'm going.
Right, just tell us the story. This sounds like a juicy story.
He was saying, this is where, and these are guys that are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. They still young men, right? With no financial literacy sense at all. Mm-hmm. They don't have no sense of this, of financials. You know what I mean? So he said you get $5 million, $2.5 million taxes is already taken away. Mm-hmm. So now you got $2.5 million. He's saying you might give $50,000 to your agent or whatever have you, something to your agent. Then you got they got like a medical.
I was about to say insurance.
A pot that they got to pay into. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You might have insurance. You got incidentals. You got expenses and stuff like that.
Mortgage.
You got to pay. What was it? Your agent, manager.
Left Eye from TLC.
Accountant.
Left Eye from TLC broke it down the best in her interview. You guys go watch that.
So, to basically put it, you might out of $5 million be lucky if you take home $1.5 million. Yeah.
Not even that.
But this is how he broke it down for him.
The worst person in the world, a worst example, was Mike Tyson. He didn't have no financial literacy. They were charging him $200 for a damn towel.
Listen, but that's a unique situation, and that's something you got to look at the history of boxing. We're talking about. I'm just talking about basketball. You know what I'm saying?
But it's all financial literacy.
It is, but there's different instances because when you talk about boxing, you got to look at Don King. Yeah, Don King. That's who you need to go down. That's when you talk about Tyson and all that. That was Don King doing that to him.
It's about Don King. But what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter if you're in basketball. It doesn't matter if you're in boxing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you don't have financial literacy, you're going to get stuck. Now, even in that situation, what could he have done to prevent all of that stuff from happening?
There's a lot of
certain things that you 18, can do
19, 20?
to pay less taxes. There's certain things that you can do to set your legacy up. There's trust that you can put in. There's non-profit that you can put in.
And we're going to touch on all that.
But again,
some of that stuff can be reduced.
Lifestyle change. It's a drastic lifestyle change.
What Shaka's trying to make is like, I guess she's trying to say how like you got an NBA player, right? So now you're 19, 20 years old, right? So now you go from not having nothing to like you getting a few $1 million.
So hold on. Now, this dude said 1 week he bought a Lamborghini and a Ferrari in the same week, right? And then he went to his financial advisor. So his financial advisor says, I legally can't tell you how to, I can't really tell you or give you financial advice. But I don't think you should do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should do that.
Up. Time out. That is his financial advisor?
Yeah.
Or accountant or something like that.
Okay, because your financial
advisor can advise you, but it was a CPA. It was a CPA.
Yeah.
But even a CPA could give you the logistics.
But they're bound by legal.
Then you should refer him to the financial thing to be able to break it down. But even a financial
advisor can't tell you how to spend your money.
They don't have to tell you how to spend your money, but they can tell you. Just like when Keisha Cole was on Making a Band or whatever hell she was, and she wanted to do something for her family, and she called either her CPA or financial advisor, and they said, according to your count, that is not the best move. That's all you need to know.
But also
I
understand.
Agree with that. I agree with
that.
I've been in that situation before.
That person,
I'll say this for somebody who's been in that situation, actually lived that situation before. Like when you young, first of all, like. Everybody's situation is different, right? But in my situation, a lot of times, it depends on how they feel about you personally. Because they care about you personally, they'll go ahead and kind of tell you, regardless, hey, this is that and that.
Well, yeah.
But most of them not going to care about you.
That knows what the hell is going on.
Most of them not going to care about you like that. It's just a job to them. So it's like, even if they see you about to go down the wrong path, the average one is not going to go ahead and tell you. That's what you need.
Hold on.
Family.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, no one. Absolutely no one. I don't care if you get a large sum of money, should be relying on a stranger to help you with your finances.
I agree.
You should. My son play basketball. We have this conversation all the time about setting up a trust, about not buying no Lamborghini. I don't want you to even buy me a house. It is about making your money make money.
I agree. I agree with everything you're saying.
That's the big
issue. Your son's a lucky one because you have the information that you have. But the average kid from the ghetto don't have access to that. The average kid from the ghetto, they pop might not be around, or mom might be a single mom, so he just thinking, yo, I gotta take care of the family. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. I mean, there's always good intentions.
It's good intentions, but then it's kind of like
to be
some structure.
There needs to be a structure.
So you have to do the knowledge yourself. You have to do the research yourself.
There needs to be a
lesson. I effed up a certain amount of money, right?
On that.
Right.
But
we all did.
I can't blame. I'm not mad at the people because I was young, but I was over 18, so I should have known better. Ain't nobody gonna feel bad for me. Mm-hmm. Like if I would known now, what I known back then or whatever, I would have handled things differently.
You can't know. What
but at the time, I'm just in the mix of the situation.
You can always say, "Oh, in hindsight, I did it."
But it was an experience. It don't really matter. Don't get me wrong.
It's part of it. Happened. Like the thing is, certain things happen because they were meant to happen.
That's
you know
what
I'm saying. You had to go through the journey. You had to go through the experience
to learn to get what you had now.
Like hell, even with people that win the lotto, they say 85% of lotto winners broke 5 years after winning the lotto.
That's
85%.
That's a big.
I know.
70 to 80%.
I know 3 different people who won the lotto and like. They like a few years later, they're back in the hood.
But who are the people that are winning it? Because there are certain demographics where they are more aware. They have training when it comes to financial literacy. Now in 2024, there are a plethora of financial literacy institutes. In fact, Earn Your Leisure is working on having that in the schools. They made a big statement about how even just New York alone, because they started in New York, is kind of like the biggest financial market in the world, and they don't have no financial literacy in the school. So this is once again a whole nother conversation. Is a setup, right? That's a whole nother history conversation. But now we know better, so we're gonna do better. And 10 toes down, we're giving you game, so there's no excuses at this point.
Ain't no excuses.
18 years old, 17 years old. If your mama ain't telling you, you get it from here. Period.
So bottom line, ain't no excuses. So you need to go ahead and tighten up on your business, and we're gonna get to more of that or whatever. But tighten up business wise, and as an artist, you still need the good product or whatever. Because without good product.
Please,
your business ain't
without good product,
please go ahead and make sure that your show tape is up to par.
Don't let the
product is a dub for you.
You listen.
Look at right now. Look at some of the greatest art. Hell, you don't even gotta look at rap hip hop artists. Just look at R.I.P. Tina Turner. You got
Whitney.
If you want to go rock and roll, you could go to what's that group? Bon Jovi and them guys.
All you got to do is
Run DMC. You know, I think
what's the show that come on? What's the show?
Love and Hip Hop? Like,
no. The show that shows their stories.
VH1. Behind the Music.
Not Behind the Music. It's damn, I can't remember the name.
What is it about? Show the
it goes into artists and their
development.
Their story, like going up and then down, going up and down, or their journey. Right. I forget, man, damn, I can't understand.
But bottom line, man, is that y'all gotta go ahead and make sure you have a dope show tape.
Let me ask you something.
That's the difference between you having a long lasting career and a year from now, nobody know who the fuck you are.
Everybody had most of the people you guys mentioned were.
Shout out to G Dep, G Dep home.
Older.
All right, no doubt. Shout out to G Dep.
Shout out my brother.
Don't get with Diddy, please.
Oh, he's not. He. You have mentioned all the old school artists. Are there any references in the younger generation or younger genre right now today? I think it would be called the millennials, that you can reference that they are using hip hop. They're using the elements of hip hop with their music.
It's quite a few.
Well, can you name some, just in case somebody young is looking on here?
You got the Benny the Butchers of the world.
Okay.
You got the Conway the Machine. You know what I'm trying to say? You got my man J.I.D. from out of Atlanta as well. You got Corday. Or whatever. That's his name, right? You know Corday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
J. Cole is a phenomenal performer.
Okay.
Kendrick is a phenomenal performer.
Anyone younger than them, because they kind of like.
So I was like.
And what about New York? What about like the Girl Code or like just like,
Girl Code? Girl Code. Girl Code is both. Girl Code, they got dope they dope performers. It's not that many New York young artists like that. To me personally,
right,
that have dope performances. I'm not gonna lie.
What about following the rules of hip hop? Just being creative.
But it's kind of like nowadays you see it's the same shit. You see niggas with like 30 niggas on stage, and everybody rah.
Too much of people trying to follow the trend
instead of actually focus on their performance.
They trying to create an image that is more of a cliche in hip hop.
Like nobody rehearses now. Also, back in the day, niggas rehearse.
Oh my God, I've learned that.
Artists don't rehearse now.
From your brother.
So this is the thing.
Like,
if you want people to come out,
check prior to
right? If you want people to come out and watch your show and come to witness your performance, how can you give less than 150% of yourself?
Shout out to Tiana Taylor.
When you're performing, that is the biggest form of promotion of your music is when you are performing it. This is why another thing when we
helping people with that.
Joey Badass is a dope performer also. Joey Badass has a dope stage show as well.
But real quick, to get back on the idea of people's lyrics and stuff like that, when you make them lyrics yours, right? Whether you write them or you don't write them, when you make the lyrics part of you and you have them recorded to memory, you're more apt to be able to perform it and put more of you into the song, as opposed to you reading off your phone or reading off a piece of paper where you're just reciting it. There's a different level of energy coming out from when you're reciting it, where you can toss the phone or toss the paper back and go in. You perform. You need to perform in the studio the same way you will perform on stage. That's how you're going to get your soul on to the product.
But that's the fucking problem.
And that's what
even
we missing.
They go in the studio, we
ain't got that. Bring that back.
Record the right way.
Bring it back.
And then nobody's around them telling them, yo, re-record that shit again. Yo, nah, don't record it this way.
Right, because they think that they rhymes are so dope that they don't really have to do that much or put that much into it to make it dope. Like, come on.
And you could be saying hickory dickory dock, but I gotta believe you when you say that shit. It could be nursery rhymes you spit, but I gotta fucking believe you.
Listen.
You don't have to be the most lyrical person in the world. So I want to make this clear also. You don't gotta be a lyricist. You just gotta go ahead and have a dope performance. I just gotta fucking believe you. Tupac wasn't the biggest lyricist in the world, but I believe that nigga every time he went ahead and got on that fucking stage.
Right. Hip hop was about self-expression.
Right.
So now, how can you really express yourself if you trying to sound like the next nigga?
That means you're not taking your craft seriously.
Who are you?
Facts.
I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we I think we didn't put the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
What else we got on the slate?
This TikTok situation, man. The TikTok ban is official.
Right.
They passed it in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of content creators are feeling the pressure right now.
I feel bad, because you know that there is a different agenda when it comes to TikTok. So
let's get into that. What's the Biden administration's real agenda behind this?
For me, my own personal opinion, based off of what I've been able to uncover, is that there's a lot of influence. There's a lot of people who are taking the TikTok and they are actually getting good information about health. You're getting to sell products. People are making a lot of money being able to sell products or co-sign products that are being sold on there because they got the TikTok store. So you have that type of stuff. And it just kind of leapfrogged. It just did a bunny hop over Meta. You know what I'm saying? So it did a bunny hop over Meta where you basically have something that, for everybody that know Alphabet Boys and all that set up, to get everything about you on data. So
you already got it.
Now you have you have a platform that doesn't have as much censorship. Even though they do have community guidelines like everything should, be respectful and do what you do.
Don't act like a fool.
People making a lot of money. People are
self-sufficient,
becoming very, very polarizing. Again, that word. Y'all look that word up. Polarizing.
You got people that are breaking records off of TikTok. You got people that there's a lot of information that we get from TikTok now that you won't be able to get from Instagram or other places.
Right.
That's more valid, and it's not just. I ain't gonna for a minute I wasn't rocking with it because to me I thought for a minute it was about the stupid dances and stuff until I started seeing the people.
Listen, I'm.
You the one that kind of put me on like, nah, man, it's more. You open my eyes.
I am the TikTok. I am a TikToker.
And I saw it. It was a lot of dope information that you were learning.
TikToker,
whether it was from health, information on health, information on history, information on whatever that you was looking for, that you're trying to find information on that appeals to you. You can find it on TikTok in the way that you won't find it on other avenues, not even YouTube.
Right. Now, check this out. Another thing is that, again, along with this new platform that's really busting, basically is really hitting Meta and Facebook and all of that in their pockets. Because think about it. TikTok came out, they had 3-minute videos. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Then, then it goes up depending on how many videos you put out, how many follows you got. You can go up to 10 minutes. But now what happened was this became it became such a trend that Instagram started to do what they had to incorporate it. This is when people started doing the reels.
YouTube Shorts now.
Right. So now this is another thing. The duets, the things that you be doing on there. Like, so when you got a video and you're kind of like, and you split the screen, you got a video that you're playing and your personal reaction on it. That is something that started to really gain a lot of momentum.
From Instagram.
Instagram is called Remix. You know what I'm saying? So Remix started to see what was happening and quickly had to make adjustments so that they can continue to be in the marketplace of that, because they saw the popularity of TikTok really putting these other platforms on the back burner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's one of the things that happens. So they and another thing is my opinion, the government wants a piece of TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? they want in on that.
That's what
and they
about.
Can't get in on that.
What they said
so this is part of their motivation to ban this shit.
Hey, because
you know what I'm saying?
Because in the details, like I'm glad you said, because in the details of the ban, it said, hey, but if you, basically, I'm not.
If you sell it
to a U.S. buyer,
we're
gonna let that shit slide.
We'll let it slide. And they had U.S. buyers that was stepping up, but the Asian owners was like, we not selling.
We ain't selling you shit, so fuck it.
You know what I'm saying?
Not gonna have it.
And I don't think they really even mind, because you gotta understand, everything when you think about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you have like kind of the world, and then you have Asia. Whatever is going on in Asia, we hardly ever see unless it really leaks out. That way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what the world shares,
filtered, no fake news.
Right. What the world shares on, social media, people in Asia, in different countries in Asia, don't ever get to see it.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Now let me throw something at you also. Might go over a couple of people's heads, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway. I might be hood, but I'm geopolitical when I motherfucking want to be. I know you're familiar with the term proxy war. So proxy war doesn't have to necessarily mean people getting killed or slaughtered. You could have a chemical proxy war. You could have a metaverse proxy war. So this is just another form of gamesmanship and war, but not in the sense that we think it is between China.
It's not military shoot 'em up, bang bang type
and
stuff.
the United States,
but it is a form of war because commerce is war.
Yes,
that's something you got to really understand.
Territory.
Commerce is war. All right. So what you got to understand is commerce is war.
Now let me ask you a question. Do y'all think that eventually they'll cave in and they'll sell it to a U.S. buyer?
I don't think so. I think that this is it's a tactic. They're positioning themselves. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in a position to be able to buy it, but if you're not selling, it don't matter how much money anybody has.
They're trying to bait them, in this little corner. And that's the problem. I just don't sell out. It's unfortunate because every time I call them the underserved, historically excluded group of people have an outlet to come up, to express themselves, to make money, to be self-sufficient, they will shut it down. They did this to Wall Street. They literally made an excuse and went and bombed this whole place that was making money and being self-sufficient by practicing group economics, which Dr. Claude Anderson speaks about so eloquently so many times. And so it's not just the underserved, this is the whole world communicating with one another because they can no longer divide us. You can't tell me something about the people in China when I see what's going on and I can relate to what they're going through, and the people in Palestine, and then vice versa. They go, wow, these black people are all not bad. And know how many times they put out like bad information in the media about us all the time in other countries. I went to Africa and they have some crazy idea that we're all crackheads and like we all don't work, and that's not that crackheads work. They're out there hustling. I've never, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
and even if they see you work, they
crackheads
still
got 9 to 5.
Right.
Word.
And you go to other countries. I went to France. They have respect for New York or whatever, but there's no longer this division. TikTok eliminated this division.
Social media in general has brought people together.
And just this is supposed to be their thing to control us, but unfortunately, is backfiring.
So let me ask you this question. So as with the situation being kind of sticky, at the content creators, what do the content creators do now?
Right, and that's the thing. You didn't have to work for nobody. You didn't have to go to corporate. You didn't have to.
What's
know?
next?
Right. Elimination of the human race. That's what this AI is all about. This is deeper than I told you. This is bigger than Nino Brown. Like this ain't just about music.
That's spoon feeding them.
Don't get me started.
You about to go else with it.
You like Tupac? I'm Mrs. Tupac in here. Don't get me started.
You know what? Ahead and jumped off the porch. You know what I mean?
Bigger than Nino Brown.
She said, "Oh, y'all finna dodge him," but yeah. But nah, like it's crazy, and it go back to what you're saying. How whenever, and they've been doing this. Well, they've been doing this forever, but like I know, especially since the pandemic, it's like a lot of those situations that we have with like different hustles that people coming about now, like the average common person that's coming up or whatever. They doing little things to shut it down here and there. Like
absolutely,
look at what happened with GameStop with the stock market a couple years ago. You had a bunch of people making money off the GameStop, and they shut down the market. Like because people that look like me and you is the ones that's making money. The government.
Who are the people that have this power?
The government.
The government.
Yeah.
Who is the government?
The government is a group of people who are heavily influenced
that control this
by corporations and different industries. Because now you have corporations that are running the governments right now, especially in the Western Hemisphere. You have a lot of corporations that are running the government. This is why you try to go, okay, you think about the food in Europe and stuff like that. You got food where there's certain ingredients that are just banned from ever touching any of the food in certain countries, yet it's all right for them to feed us these different chemicals.
Hey, I know why.
You know what I'm saying? Food is about nourishing your temple and revitalizing your body.
That's not what they want to do over here. They want to destroy you.
They want to break your body down very slowly and get you dependent on some type of
get you dependent on everything
on
they want you to be dependent
you know
on,
what I'm
to be their slave mentally. They don't need to beat you and whip you with chains anymore. They don't need to hold you captive. All they got to do is get to your mind and make you do whatever it is that they want you to do, even if they want you to commit suicide. Basically. So in translation, our government is the corporations, because if the corporation has tell these so-called politicians in different positions to do what they want them to do, then our government is the corporation. So when you refer to they, that's who we're talking about.
Right. We're talking about people who have an interest, and their interest is solely about profit.
to the corporate people.
Profit does not, like health doesn't, certain things don't translate to profit. You know what I'm saying?
War does.
War translates to profit, and certain industry just translates to profit. So without really going too far left with it, the bottom line is you have to be very mindful of what you're doing, saying, reading, eating, sleeping, speaking.
You just gotta be aware, and for all the TikTokers that's out there making money, salute to y'all. Y'all gotta go ahead and just like really be aware of what's going on, and y'all gotta adjust, because China not capitulating.
Sometimes you got to give pushback too. Sometimes you got to go hell no, because at the end of the day, you have the power. You have the power.
Yeah, that goes.
Hold on.
So don't adjust to anything. Give pushback. Hell no. You have the power.
I'm just gonna call. I just gotta call it out.
What?
This is what it is. You got Facebook. They're getting in their pockets. Instagram, which is part of Facebook, getting in their pockets.
That's who
but then you got stuff like, George Soros.
Yeah.
I mean, they all the way in Twitter / X pocket. They not even in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? And Twitter, I used to be a Twitter junkie. You know what I mean? Junkie. Now, another thing that really is touching on this thing is, you think about Amazon. You know what I'm saying? because with the products that people are buying on TikTok, they're not being shipped to you through Amazon. So while Amazon is buying stuff from different places or setting up stores for people where they're warehousing their product, if their product ain't moving,
they got a problem.
Then there's a problem.
Amazon is no longer number one. TikTok is in Temu. All right, so you got Facebook, these corporations that are pushing our government to say, I don't want this damn TikTok here anymore because we're not making any money. So now this is what's happening. But guess what that happened to as well? Airbnb wasn't making no money. I mean, hotels weren't making no money. So they they went on a rant to get the government to make sure that Airbnb cannot be the way it is anymore. People just can't come in. Now you got to get licenses. Now you got to get this because it's knocking the money out of their pocket. So this is Shaka is absolutely right. This is the main reason why they don't want TikTok.
It's all about control.
Along with people are making money.
Basically,
millionaires is being made every day on TikTok.
And layman terms, they want a piece of what's in your pocket. And if you can't get it, they can't get it willingly. They're gonna go ahead and go around whatever way to go ahead and take what's in your pocket, and they always do that. They've done that from and they
want to control you.
Stop
if you have too much money,
from
you're
getting your pockets full,
right?
Or they just gonna be like, listen, they can't.
You don't have to rely on
They've done that from prohibition to now. So you got from liquor was banned, now it's in every store.
Come on now,
weed was banned, now you got a smoke shop on every street. Shit, in about 25 years, cocaine gonna be legal. You go ahead and go on spot in the restaurant.
Whoa, time out. In Oregon, this was like last year, 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? In Oregon, heroin,
narcotics.
Let's just leave it at that.
Marijuana was the worst. You got our brothers.
They decriminalized it where you're not even going to really get arrested for getting caught with that stuff out west.
How about the video where now you people are stealing left and right, and the law is as long as it's you should play this video. But I just want to say something in regards to the business, right? We always promise, so I'm going to read something really quick because a lot of people are trying to get capital without having to use their personal credit, right? And so, a lot of people say, can I get a business loan with bad or personal credit? And many lenders check credit to determine whether business owners' personal credit scores meet their minimum requirements, and negative items on your personal credit history, such as late payments, collections, and bankruptcies, may lower your scores and put you in the high risk category, which you do not want to do. However, some business lenders check personal credit primarily to rule out serious problems like an unfinished bankruptcy or to deter fraud, right? In those cases, low credit scores may not be a disqualifying factor. So there are some type of no credit check business loans out there. So it does exist, right? Some of them are business cash advances, invoice finances, vendors or supplying finances, crowdfunding, or microloans. These are some of them that you can still be able to get some capital for your business. If you want to know more about it, you can hit me up on my Telegram group, which is called Harlem Entrepreneur Club, for any more information. Let's continue.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, man. I think that was a good segue to end it on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, because otherwise we're gonna be in here. We're gonna be in here
forever.
We're gonna talk out. We're gonna talk our way out of a situation because
that part.
I don't want to say too many things that's going to really get us on. Going against community guidelines on this platform.
We have already broken.
We want to be respectful. We're not saying anything to harass, to put fear or scare anybody. Things are alleged on here, and all we doing is trying. What we're doing is bringing awareness to you and entertaining you.
I like that. Alleged to the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, on that note, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got the financial game in order.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got your hip hop daily news. You got some jewels, the artists, on how to go ahead and Make sure that your show table's up to par.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And you know, financial literacy. You want to get you want to learn how to get on equal footing with this beast that's out here trying to suppress you and oppress you. You know what I'm saying? You can get a whole lot of information and get the tools that you need in order to succeed in that situation by going to shaka8k.com.
Right.
There you go.
You know, we got everything you need, you know, and then some. And it's evolving and things are being added every day because people are out here dealing with situations. And even when you going, let's say you're going into court for whatever the case is, they have us under the impression that if we get a talking head to speak on our behalf, that's the best option.
That's your best interest. That's in your best interest.
We live by
Woo, Shaka's out there.
ignorance of the law is no excuse. That is
Listen,
a maxim.
If y'all want to get on, child support, if y'all got credit cards that y'all need to handle,
go to the website.
You want to go to arbitration? Let me tell you out there, they out here winning. Do not let nobody tell you it's impossible.
No doubt.
You don't need a lawyer to go out here and win. They are out here winning, and there's a group that we have several testimonies for our claims.
Indeed.
So y'all better go out there.
We got testimonies coming left and right.
I'm not trying to say, brothers,
you know what
you're not
I mean?
supposed to be taking care of these kids, but
exactly.
child support.
Listen, get that information. You know what I mean? At the bottom of the screen right there, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. There's only but so much they can tell you on here.
Yeah.
Get more information. You gotta go ahead and go to the website, man. Y'all know what it is, man. 10 toes down to the ground.
Before we end though, but you are a testimony. You are a testimony.
Yeah, well, this is a testimony. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. No. You're a testimony.
IRS, yes.
No.
So
you're a testimony.
Yes, we're IRS. 10,000.
I got the feds off me.
10 toes down, right?
I got the feds off me.
And Shaka helped him with that. So with that being said, if you want to know more about
wipe the way the slate's clean.
We're gonna have a back end. We're gonna have a back end stage on Instagram pretty soon, where we'll give y'all more insight of what's going on. So stay connected.
Beat them charges like Rocky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm definitely. I guess it's 8 then. You could put me on it. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
You know what I mean? Feds, IRS is on my ass, and we went ahead and
they said he owed.
We made that happen, and you know what I mean? I got them off me, man. So
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
it's
by the teachers of Shaka.
Yeah, I know what it is, man. It's proof. I'm living proof. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said, man, go to that website. Y'all go ahead, set up a consultation, and we'll go from there, man. So we're gonna sign up.
We giving y'all game with 10 toes down.
Yes, sir.
Period.
And with that being said,
We out.
We out of here.
We out of here. God is here.
All right.
Was that? What time was